We continue on with this unusual and very dramatic show, Women Wearing Shoulder Pads, Episode 4. So let's start off with what happened in the last episode. Marionetta gets in that car, some sort of chemical gets thrown into the back. Where this picks up, she wakes up in a room, and as soon as she puts her glasses on, there is a room full of effigies that have her same likeness. Now, it was really cool that they actually told us what this is, for those of us that don't know. This is a Latin tradition and these things have a likeness of cartoon characters as well as political figures. But I did a little more research. Apparently, they burn these to actually get rid of old problems. So it's like a sort of a grieving, and it's traditionally done in the new year. Once Marionetta goes to the doors of the shop, this is where she finds out there's only one person out there that is buying these Marionetta effigies. The other thing is that there was also a mask that was specifically bought here, which once we see, it's the same one used by Marionetta's stalker. On the other hand, Nina is already at Marionetta's studio. She gets a hair, makeup, as well as outfit change, which is done by a crazed lady. Once we get a closer look, she does the same exact thing to a loaf of bread with a wig on it as well, which was pretty funny. But a really cool shot from here was whenever Nina was getting her makeup, hair, all that done, there was a real life hand doing it along the way. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's really cool. Quickly, we're going to switch over yet again. Now we go to Espada, and she's still very in love with Marionetta. She's trying to confess in a confession booth, and there is no talk from a priest. She gets to look, and it's actually a pigeon. Now back to the studio, Marionetta finally arrives, and they're going to be shooting this commercial. The thing is, Marionetta has some heavy PTSD from everything that has happened by this masked figure. Now, what I can't forget is Donna actually shows up to this commercial before they start shooting it. And it's kind of funny because she brings one of those effigies of Marionetta. And just like I said, Marionetta has a really tough time. Every time they try to shoot this commercial, it sort of scares her and brings back these memories. She kind of takes it out on Coquetta, sends her off, and what happens is in her breast area, she actually finds some shoes. So, no longer the heels, there's like these white tennis shoes she's not wearing. So, in fact, your shoes do shape you because Marionetta changes up for the better. She's her normal, bossy self, and as we get back to actually try and shoot this, Nina is quite awkward as well. Now, Marionetta sits down with her and says, "Hey, just be yourself. Let's ditch this extra makeup and all this other stuff that we're using. Just be you." After a very successful shoot, we switch over to the nighttime. Marionetta is still at the studio. Someone slips into the studio door, and it's no other than the mysterious masked stalker. Marionetta senses this, and she hides behind her effigy that has her likeness, and this intruder just goes away. Finally, things take a sharp turn. This is where the prey becomes the predator. Marionetta ends up following the stalker all the way to some sort of theater, which is actually the name of this episode. I haven't done research, so this could be specifically like a Spanish play theater. Don't know what they would call it, but hey, it's probably just a theater, is what I'm going to guess here. Get back to it. Marionetta is watching in the crowd, wearing a simple disguise, which is essentially just some sort of glasses. Now, this play's happening, and suddenly a tragic injury happens. Now, I'm not too sure to unpack what we just saw there at the end, but if that is Coquetta, which it might not be, I didn't see the earrings, but they do resemble similarities there. So that would be quite the turn of turns. I know there's like a really big off put with a series that uses subtitles, especially a Spanish series that is a cartoon. They do it really well. It's very dramatic, and it just makes you want to watch the next one and the next one. And don't get me started on those teasers that they do, but like little previews, man, those are so good. Every time I see one, I'm like, I gotta see that episode. I gotta see that episode. It just amazes me. It's also a weird adult swim type of series, so it fits in very, very well overall. This episode, really good, and it continues to impress. 8-8. That's my rating. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on Women Wearing Shoulder Pads, Episode 4. Hope you stay safe, and until next time, peace out.